Hi guys, this video will be showing you what we've achieved in our course project. Based on the requirement, we need to implement some functionalities at the application layer, and we also need to implement a network protocol at the data link layer. For the application layer, the students in this course came up with a whole bunch of ideas. For example, some of the students might choose to develop an email system, while the other student might choose to develop an online game. My teammate and I ended up developing a very simple online storage application. The idea is there will be a machine hosting the server, and you can use another machine to run the client and connect it with the server. And then you can download files from the server. You can upload your local files to the server. You can remove files at the server, and you can list all the files that are currently at the server. And finally, you can shut your client down by disconnecting it with the server. Now let me show you how this application works. We use 3 Amazon EC2 instances running Linux operating system. The first instance will be hosting the server, and the other 2 will be running the clients. Let's take a look at the server. We've got the server executable and an include file which contains the code for the cyclic redundancy checksum algorithm. And let's go to the first client. We've got the client executable, the same include file, and an image file which will be used to demonstrate the functionalities. And in the second client, we've got the client executable and an include file. Now let's start the server. The server is running now, and let's start the first client. It gives us a welcome message, and you can start typing your commands here. Let's start the second client. Back to server. We've got 2 messages here. The first message tells you that the first client whose IP address ends with 215 has been connected to the server, and then the second client is connected to the server too. Let's go to the first client. We want to check what files are currently at the server side, and we're going to use the list command. Notice the pound here is used as a delimiter. So we've got the include file, the server executable, and a log file which will be automatically generated when the server is started, and another file which may be generated by the operating system. And then we are gonna upload the image file to the server. We are going to use the upload command. Okay, the uploading is in process, and this is going to take a while. The image file is about 600 kilobytes large, but I've set the error rate at both the server side and the client side to be 30%, which means some of the frames that are sent from the client or from the server will contain error, and which will cause retransmission, and thus lengthens the uploading or downloading process. It's still uploading. Let's just wait here. This is gonna take another 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, the file has been uploaded. Now let's go to the second client. We want to check if the image file is at the server. We are going to use the list command. Here it is. The image file has been successfully uploaded to the server, and now we want to download it from the server to our second client. We are going to use the download command, but first let's start with a wrong file name. Well, the server is intelligent enough to tell you that the file you want to download does not exist. Now let's type the right file name. So downloading is started, and this is going to take 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, the file has been downloaded to our second client, and we'll check if it's there later. Now we are gonna remove the image file from the server. We are gonna use the remove command. Okay, the file has been removed, and we are gonna shut the second client down by using the logout command. It's been shut down, and let's shut down our first client. Let's go back to the server, and there's more messages here. The third message here tells you that the first client has uploaded one file, and then the second client downloaded that file, and then it removed it and got exit, and then the first client exit too. Now we can close our server. Let's go to our second client and see if the image file is there. Here it is. So this is all about this application, and I have to say it is extremely simple. But what I find the most challenging about this project is not the application layer. Instead, to implement a network protocol at the data link layer is what we've spent most of our time on. Out of the several protocols we can choose from, my teammate and I finally decided to implement a protocol called selective repeat, which is very complicated. To make it work, you need to implement other things such as framing, buffering, retransmissions, checksums, and some form of flow control. Let's take a look at the log file, and you understand what I'm talking about. This is a log file that is generated at the server side. You can see there are millions, thousands messages in this log file. Some messages tells you what files has been sent from the server, and some messages tells you what frames has been received by the server, and the type of the frame. Is it a ACK frame or is it a data frame? Or does that frame contain an error? Good means it does not contain an error, and and bad means it contains some error. And if it is a good frame, is it expected by the server? If it is, which buffer will it be stored temporarily? And other messages tells you when the ACK timer is stopped, when it is timed out, and when it is stopped. All this information implies the complexity of the selective repeat protocol. So my suggestion is you are gonna spend at least 3/4 of your time on the data link layer. So good luck to you guys.